Hello, my name is Shadley and welcome back for another episode of Curtain Steel in Supreme Royal Ultimate. In previous episode we had to kind of try to juggle between the various faction or nations in our faction, perhaps wanting to get outside of the reach of us. We've got our next invasion fleet already ready here, and I think there's going to be a bit of a change of plans. Instead of going to Corsica, which is going to be somewhat difficult to hold, we're going to go into Algeria and puppet them, because I have a feeling that Algeria won't get their independence anytime soon. At least historically it was like 64 or something like that when they finally got their independence after Independence War against France, which technically speaking would be already going on. But we are going to do a landing over here and just take Algeria. Once we get a landing point in here, we're going to start sending ships with sea transport, or troops with sea transport, and we can get quite a bit of troops in here, take over especially the northern coast here, but also clear out the rest of the nation slowly but surely. It'll probably take quite some time, to be fair, but I'm sure we can manage. But that's kind of the idea. Now there is a ship over there. If it moves south, no, luckily it didn't. We got plenty of submarines in here, total of 14. Of course, submarines over here are still doing plenty of work. Actually, I don't think we've got no, there's a transport in there. Speaking of which, we could actually fill that with some more troops if need be, to prepare for a landing, but right now I think we'll be okay. So these are moving as a formation, but once we get over here we don't actually need to use the formation movement. We'll also need to land enough troops to take over the port city of Annaba, and then we can clear out a little bit of the region here and start pushing into Constantine and south down towards all that resources in there. Now, to be fair, this might influence our treaty integrity rather negatively, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, there's an Indian plane going through. Okay, those are the transports. No, these are the landing crafts. I'm gonna move these in here. Capture some of the territory. And then, which one of these has infantry? You've got infantry to unload down there. And this is a total of 7, so that actually works just fine. I think that 7 of them will be able to take over most of that. We'll maybe land in a few extra units already. So these 3, I want them to capture the road over here at least, so the enemies won't be able to bring in. Now, to be fair, I don't know if Tunisia actually gives access to anyone. We do have peace treaty with Tunis at least, so there shouldn't be a problem as such. And we've activated the garrison. Then it's only 5 units, and with the naval help we should be able to break through there quite easily. Let's actually go ahead and land in some. Okay, there would be artillery in that one. Most of these won't have... okay, this one I'm going to unload in here, just to have a little bit of protection, because that is an airfield. They might be able to bring in some planes in here. So let's just move this forward. Now, we don't have a lot of supplies in here yet. We might have to move in these 2 towards that, because I suspect that some of these will have to withdraw. But we're doing pretty good damage on the enemy troops here, so we should be able to break through. I'm going to actually slow down to fast. Anti-communist demonstrations. We shall support the government. I think it's largely because the approval ratings aren't all that great in those nations, Poland and Hungary right now. So we'll need to sort of fix that out. Okay, there's more infantry incoming, so... or enemy infantry incoming, let's see. I'm going to land this stack here, and then we'll take 5 of these to go guard the road entrance. These 2 can be as more sort of reinforcements. Luckily we can destroy quite a bit of the troops coming in, but not everything, I'm afraid. Now the question is, are we actually going to have enough firepower to stop them? Let's get you over here, hopefully. Okay, there's not much garrisons left. That one needs to push back there, actually. It's probably going to be switching back and forth for a while here. There is a lot of enemies in here right now. Okay, let's pull these 3 back. We got a lot of these to go in there, and probably some over here as well. We'll just have to hold on. The combat engineer here will be probably lost. We lost the... yeah, one of the Spetsnaz. And some trades going on. Lost the combat engineer. They are going to get around there now, so we'll have to land in the final reserves. Let's take 4 of these, get over here, and the remaining 3 will try to get on that point. The port city is almost ours though. We just need to capture or destroy a few more units there. We lost 2 in this invasion thus far. That one needs to pull back. Probably not going to be able to pull all the way back, although we're pushing the enemy behind the lines now. And there's just French tanks protecting the city now. And then we'll send in a few of these units into the city, and then we're going to start landing some troops from this group. We can take away the formation movement now, I think. We are starting to have a bit of supply issues in here. Someone's going to have to pull back. We do have some infantry in here. We'll maybe take a couple of these to assist there. That one's pulling back already, and that one can probably pull back. Well, I mean, suppose we're bombarding the city right now. That should help a little bit in destroying the tank, but like these 2 will probably be able to destroy the remaining units there. Then we need to get into the city, and then we're going to start landing a lot of troops. Although it's actually not that many troops, but we can then start sending in more troops. So that's going to help. Oh, really? Still not enough, eh? These are all empty. They're bringing more ships. There we go. Let's just go ahead and take 3 of these. Get into the city. Oh, there we go. We got the city. Which one of these? You got 2 tanks and 3 AA guns. You got a lot of AA. You just got supplies. I'm just going to move this fleet in here first of all. We can deal some damage on the posts themselves, and then that's going to bring supplies to these troops so we can destroy the enemies getting in there. So overall, these are not going to be all that massive armies yet. But now we've got a foothold in here, we'll be able to get some supplies. What we'll probably do is we'll build up a barracks there from the get-go. Well, we don't have supplies there yet, but once we do, we shall build that. Well, maybe once we wait for the day to switch over. There we go. Let's get that underway, and then let's go ahead and land, I suppose, this one. There's a bit of combat engineers. We may need to move these back a little bit. That'll hopefully give us a bit more breathing room. There is a town over there. I don't know if they've got a lot of troops in there, to be fair. A lot of these units will need to rest still. Right, so the barracks has been started. I did build one more consumer, because actually I think I may have already constructed 2 of them in Moscow. No, the second one is underway, but it's about halfway done. We'll get the improved power grid soon. Well, it's more than a month still. But now that we've got a port, what we can do is we can just take some troops from here, like this entire stack, to sea transport. And go into Annaba. Now we got the naval support and all that, and there is a fleet over there, but I don't think it can actually. Once it goes there, we'll just sink it. It's not that bad. We do have more submarines over here, which I suppose we could bring in on there, provide a bit more support. Actually, I suppose what I should do. I should also start building some trenches in here. Because those are quick, that's going to allow us to have a bit more defensiveness in here. Hold on to this beachhead for the time being. We're using a lot of cash though, which I'm not particularly happy with, but that's just how it's going to have to be. We've got plenty of military goods, so that's not going to be a problem. Oh, there's another tank incoming. But that tank didn't last all that long. We got the artillery piece in here, which I suppose I'm going to send the artillery piece forward a little bit. We can send the rest of these, maybe not that one, but these could be sent back further over there. They won't be supplied all that well, but at least they are going to be safe for the time being. Once the supplies start spreading in here, like it's slowly building up the supplies in Annaba. And I suppose another thing that I should do in here is just battle zone controls, just start repairing everything. It won't be cheap, but once we have the port fully fixed again and all that, we'll be able to bring in, or we'll have a lot more supply throughput going through here. I suppose, I'm going to take the tank and the combat engineer and start sort of going around destroying some of the enemies in here. Provide a bit of screening for the city, so the city is going to be mostly safe. Ooh, there's a ship incoming. Jump hard. Well, not anymore. We might actually want to bring these back a little bit, but we've gotten some of these ships pretty badly hurt, including a lot of the transport. So let's just go ahead and unload all the troops that we have here. Those AA guns will need to pull back a little bit, I reckon, for the time being. The tank can stay there, and then you've got some more AA guns, which we'll also unload over there. And those AA guns will pull back as well. Okay, so that combat... Oh, actually, there's a tank that has been taking a lot of hits. Now, is that another Jean Bart? No, that is... Well, I believe it is another capital ship, at least, which we just sank. We'll have to send in probably pretty much this entire stack now to be repaired, though. It's going to be a long trip back. I will send in these transports back at home as well. They'll be a little bit safer there. And how far have the sea transports gone? It's entering the Turkish waters. So it's going to take probably quite a bit of time before we actually get everything in here. Let's just go ahead and start entrenching troops in the city of Anabat. They should probably start entrenching as well, just to increase their defensiveness a little bit. Although we'll move in one of these to entrench in there instead. We got Ace business over there. Oh, this heavy tank needs to pull back. Otherwise it will get destroyed. They've got a lot of troops in here, but we are digging in fairly nicely. We've got infantry defending a city, so they should be fairly, well, I wouldn't say easy, but doable. How's the... Okay, the trench is going to take still a few days to be completed. Oh, is that a port? No, it's just a pier, okay. But I thought I still sent these to... Oh, it's a different theatre, so they won't know where to go. Right, well, I'm just going to send these... repair in there. Oh, we got more merchant marines leaving soon. That's going to be more infantry incoming. Now the question is, can we hold this before the reinforcements arrive? That is to say, our reinforcements arrive. Now technically speaking, what I suppose I could do, where's the next port? It would be down that way. If I park in some fleets over there, that can probably stop some of the reinforcements arriving. And then since we got the submarines in here, which are quite experienced submarines at that, should be able to hold on for a little bit longer. Oh, there's more incoming. Infantry in the forest should be able to defend though. And overall, the landing has cost us 2 or 3 units. I don't think that's too bad. Overall, like, of course, the fights have just begun. This is going to be the first sort of big fights that we have against the French. There we go. Submarines are doing a good job here. And it looks like the supplies are now reaching further, so I'm just going to get some more trenches in here. Protect our area here, so we have a bit of a room for the troops to breathe and slowly repair. Once we get the barracks built, we can start to repairing in there as well, but we'll need to bring in a lot more troops first. Ooh, that is a lot of battleships incoming. Let's go sink that one as well, for all of those. There we go, we can pull back again. But they are bringing a lot of troops in here. Now, we don't have a lot of artillery yet. Now, that can be fixed. Let's go ahead and take, for example, this and that. And do sea transport. And now that we've got this, they're mostly going to be focusing the fleet over here. But as long as we keep the port entryway clear, should be able to get in some troops. Oh, is that's another merchant marine trying to get in here. And, oh, hello. Okay, we might want to get in there because there's a lot of fleets going through this way. Speaking of which, that's another battleship probably gonna just stand there bombarding another. We'll just stay over here for a little bit. We are doing some bombardments down that way, that's good. Keep the enemy repairing. Man, that's gonna be a lot of experience for these submarines. Right, how are we doing in terms of military goods? We've still got more than plenty. Oh, actually, we need to reduce the selling price over here quite a bit again. We might even lower the production to some degree. Like, let's go to 30% of the max. It's still going to be more than plenty for our needs, plus the stockpile that we have is going to be sufficient. We're not going to make a massive amount of money selling them. Right, so the first trench has been built. Oh, and another thing that I should probably do is, especially get in the trenches here, we'll start getting some garrisons. This one is slowly getting garrisons already, but it probably won't be quick enough. Over here, ooh, there's going to be a unit destroyed there soon. There we go, that's one. Yeah, how do you like getting the, or being on the receiving end of battleship firing? Usually the French battleships that are firing on me, in whichever nation I play as. There we go, that's another recon unit destroyed. And they've got... Oh, that's AT gun, okay. I was wondering if that was already artillery being brought in. They probably will be bringing artillery soon enough. Which is why we kind of need to get some reinforcements in here and keep the battle moving forward. So that we can sort of push through the lines. Oh, Belgium wants to buy some consumer goods from us for a good price. I'll sell that. But the funny thing is that there's a lot of units that will be pushed in here to sort of recuperate, and then that's under fire from artillery and the ship. Right, how close are the reinforcements? They are almost at Malta. So after that, it's going to be just a little bit going around. Now, first things that are going to be arriving, I believe, are going to be mostly the tanks and such. I suppose we can have a look. Combat engineers, more combat engineers. There's ASUs, or ISUs. Right, so yeah, it's mostly the sort of mechanized stuff. Which is going to be good because that's going to allow us to push through here. Hopefully we can capture that one. And then that one. We'll set up a bit of defenses in here and there. And then push through the Constantine. Set up a bit of defenses in here. And then capture some of the stuff to the south. Oh, sounds like there's a fair bit of stuff being brought in there. I wonder if I could... Well, they have taken a bit of hits already. We'll need to be somewhat careful. It looks like some of the troops are slowly repairing here, which is kind of the idea of having an area for them to be just behind the lines. Ooh, we're making a lot of money now. Is that because we're selling the... Oh, right, we're probably selling a lot of the military goods right now, among other things. Chemical warfare shells. I'm not going to put the chemical warfare shells into the research queue. Oh, we are short in one... Okay, so we got one empty research slot here. I don't think there's a lot of ships that we want right now. Maybe some of the escort ships, but I don't think we've unlocked most of them. No, we've not unlocked most of them. What about new artillery? Improved guard? No, I don't think these are particularly good. Maybe the missile launch system or something like that. We got the... No, that's not very high range. Not very high damage, in all fairness. So yeah, we're not going to worry about that. There's not... I mean, I suppose there's the T-54-2, which is... Well, it takes 42 days to build. We could maybe research that just for the heck of it. In the infantry, there's not anything that we've unlocked yet that would be useful necessarily. I mean, maybe the BTR 50p. Well, the combat stats aren't great, but it can cross rivers. Oh, and the Marines are going to be unlocked soon as well. That could actually be quite useful on close quarters combat. They can cross rivers as well. But slowly but surely, we are improving the situation. Now, we are spending a lot of military goods right now, but that might just be because we've built some things and there's a lot of fighting going on. Oh, we're bombarding there as well. And here we are. Reinforcements are arriving. And we've managed to stop the enemy attacks in here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take these three. We're going to get onto the coast first. There's going to be quite a bit of fighting in there. We'll take some ASUs and another 2 engineers down that way. I think we're going to have pretty good stockpile of troops there. Oh wow, that is just spreading everywhere. We may have brought in a bit too much troops. I'll be honest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, over there next. And these 5 can get over here. Got a few tanks over here that can start attacking the enemy stack there. Should be able to deal quite a bit of damage. Okay, this one needs to pull back. I'll send it back to Anaba. These can maybe... take some more troops from here, so that's going to be another 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. Little by little. These could actually start pushing towards the city there. And then these can maybe go sort of around there to stop the enemy reinforcements arriving to this town. That tank needs to pull back. We can send in another tank from here. And I suppose what we can do is we can entrench a lot of troops into that spot right now. It's going to be a very effective way of fighting. It's kind of a cheaty way of fighting, to be fair, as well, because it just pushes in so much troops in there. And the AI can't deal with that. Well, I mean, suppose the AI also does that from time to time. So it's not really that cheating. It might be just the mechanics. Okay, we lost one unit there. There is a lot of recon units there, oddly enough. But I suppose we are a little bit low on supplies there. We might have to pull back from that region. Okay, we are at least keeping the reinforcements arriving into this city. We've got a bit of engineers here. That's some troops can go through there, attack into the town at the border, which doesn't seem to have any garrisons. And then let's go ahead and take some troops into the city. That's 6, and one of the T10s as well. That one needs to pull back. We can send in another one over here, deal with the enemy troops. And then these 2 pull back all the way behind the lines. We got the AA, but I don't think that's going to be all that useful. The artillery we can probably bring closer, because that can be useful. We can maybe move some of these here, take some of this stack, and help on the enemy assault through there. Or help stop the enemy assault from that direction, the northwest. Just gonna send this one back, and we've got another tank that could maybe be pushed in here. We'll keep some tanks in town for the time being. The supplies are going to be the issue for us right now. I'm sure that the situation is going to improve over time, and now that we've destroyed most of that, I think it's time for counterattack in the north. We can destroy a lot of the enemy units, and that's going to free up the path towards the city. Not necessarily all the way, but we can start softening it up a little bit. Let's actually send these to assist there. Is there actually no... There might not be any garrisons there. There's no garrisons there. Alright. Well, that's sort of saved a lot of the area here, or we've managed to set up a sort of perimeter in a lot of this. Let's go ahead and get a trench over there. And maybe we'll get a trench in there as well. We'll have the city. It doesn't have a lot of garrisons yet, but we'll hopefully get some more in there. That one will have to pull back. We can start moving some of the infantry into the cities, actually. Because those should be pretty good, especially the infantry that is currently sitting over here at the edge. Or at the initial landing area. And then if we've got troops coming in here already, I'm just going to move some of the tanks to the edge of the forest and start destroying a lot of the enemies coming in through here. That's going to give us a bit more breathing room. And our reinforcements are now arriving. That's more infantry incoming. That's another 5 units. Let's move them down that way. So there we go. We've gotten ourselves a bit of a stepping stone in here. Right, what I suppose I should probably do is move in the fleet a little bit. Capture some of that, and then we're going to move back. Yeah, that'll probably do for now. So the submarines are in the safe zone, or the friendly territory. You can stay there. How's the barracks coming along? It's 5 days away. Ooh, I think there might be a fleet in here, or is it because we didn't have supplies? I think it might actually just be a fleet. No, we would have seen that. No, so it might just be bad luck. All bad supplies, I suppose, in this case. Right, we haven't gotten much of these repaired yet, but there hasn't been much of our Air Force fighting us here, which is sort of a pleasant news. Actually, one thing that I suppose I could do is... Where do we have the production for... Is it over here? No, that's combat engineers and heavy supplies. There's no artillery being produced there either. I remember that it is... Okay, it's not that one. Is it over here? No. Not even there. Is it this one? Nope. We have been building some artillery over here at some point, I suppose. Not anymore, but let's just bring these down south. And then I suppose we could send in another set of troops from here on a sea transport. So we'll be bringing a lot of troops into Africa for the time being, but this is going to be an easy way to have operate or fighting against... Actually, what is our treaty integrity right now? 58%. Oh, wow. I suppose we have been doing some trades on the side here while fighting, but I don't think that's actually increased the treaty integrity of this fighting, has it? I certainly hope not. Oh, you can probably get in here because we're starting to get the infantry in there. I suppose we could also get infantry in here. So technically speaking, what I could do with this mechanized troops in here, start pushing into Constantine. With enough firepower, we will be able to push them back. Right, do we have more infantry in here? We do. Take another 5. Entrench in there. That one can pull back, and then we'll have another 3 that can be pushed to the side here. That's what... We'll do is we'll combine these into 2 groups for the current. Okay, there is garrisons in Constantine. And the capital is over there. I think we might want to pull these back soon. Is there... There isn't any actual port in here where we could repair things. Is this one that is coastal? What I suppose I could do here is... I'm going to get a supply depot. And then I shall get a sea... Is it port? It's port, isn't it? So we can repair things in here. It won't be able to produce new ships, but we can repair things at least in this theatre. Which is already going to be quite valuable for us. Oh, the artillery is actually destroying some enemy units here. Bren carrier. Go ahead and get that motorized engineer out of the way. Move these over here. Destroy that one, because that is starting to get my nose a little bit, moving back and forth there. Okay, at this stage, we can probably start moving troops to assault the city of Constantine. And do we have any more infantry in here that we could utilize? We've got one over here. Actually, let's go ahead and take the artillery. Bring that closer. And bring in one of the self-propelled AA guns over there as well. With the artillery in place here, as long as we put in a bit of defenses over there, we don't necessarily need to have garrisons that much in here. Most of the areas, anyway. I can hear some planes. I don't know where that fighting was. Okay, they don't have any more French troops here, so that's good news. Although, well, it probably just means that they tried to send the troops down here, because there is an active combat in this region. Alright, it's 3 days away. And the garrisons in Constantine are basically dead. Let's move in some troops there. And we got our artillery within reach, so that if they attack here, they should get fired upon by the artillery. Do we have more troops that could take the flank there? Suppose we can start using some of these. We do control that one now. There is the ore mines over there that could be useful. How is our treaty integrity 87 point or 58.7, not 78 or 87? But anyway, we are unfortunately out of time for this episode, so if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.